Okay, I'm working on problem 19 here. Here's a boat, and we're told it makes this trip of 31 kilometers, and on the way out it takes 4 hours, but on the way back it takes 6 hours. Now obviously on the way out it took less time, so it must be, considering the way I've drawn it, that the velocity of the water is moving this way. So if on the trip out I have the velocity of my boat moving this way, we'll define both of them as positive to the right. So so let's say on the way out I would have velocity of the boat plus velocity of the water, and those two together combine to cover 31 kilometers in 4 hours. And if I divide 31 by 4, I get, what do I get? I get 7.75 kilometers per hour. Now on the return trip, of course, I'm going the other direction, so I'm going to have, but the velocity, the implication here is the velocity of the boat is the same. It's going as fast as its little outboard motor will take it. But this time, it's going against the water, so the velocity of the water is actually going to be subtracted from the velocity of the boat. It's going to make it seem as though the boat is traveling slower. It travels the same 31 kilometers, but now it takes it 6 hours, and that works out to be 5.2 kilometers per hour. Okay, so I actually have two equations here. Let me rewrite these down here so you can see them. I have VB plus VW equals 7.75, and I have VB minus VW equals 5.2. Now I can do some simple geometry and rearrange these and solve for VW, so let's do that right now. I'm going to take this equation, and because we know the VB is the same in both cases, I'm going to solve this equation for VB. So I bring the VW to that side, so I have 7.75 minus velocity of the water. In this case, I have 5.2 plus the velocity of the water. Now let's set these two equal to each other and solve for the velocity of the water, because these two are equal. So I can say I have 7.75 minus velocity of the water equals 5.2 plus velocity of the water. Again, let's rearrange and solve for velocity of the water. Bring this VW over here. That becomes 2 VW. Bring the 5.2 over there, and I now have 7.75 minus 5.2. So what do I have? Ultimately, I have VW equals 7.75 minus 5.2 divided by 2, which equals 1.275 kilometers per hour, and I think they said two significant figures, so I would round this to about 1.3 kilometers per hour.